name is Codename BIGBEAR Stuart. If you want to call me my first name, I'm out of breath. Whew. Today we are going to be talking about Maneater, the game where you play as a shark and eat lots of people. Just go from there, basically. Before we do that, obviously I have usual things to get along with. Hey guys, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, put your comments down below. You know, I've got the links everywhere. Check out our website, respawn.co.uk. That'll be really cool of you. But other than that, let's go back to the usual thing, shall we? So as I said, today we are playing Maneater. And over the last few days, in the space of about 30 hours through this gameplay, I actually 100%ed this game. That should give you an idea of how easy this game is to complete. I did that on my first and only playthrough so far, and I will be doing that again, I promise you. But what is Maneater? Well, Maneater is about a bull shark getting revenge on a shark hunter who killed your mother. Essentially, you're ripped out of your mother's womb by him, and as he does this, you bite off his hand and then go off and swim into the bayou. And well, it's a double revenge story. He's out for revenge for you, you're out for revenge for him, vice versa. It's a very simple B-movie premise. Now, talking about B-movies, in our Let's Talk that's out today, at the same time this video is out, so 12 o'clock, we are actually talking about games that deserve a second chance. And the game that I picked, I'm not going to tell you here, read the article yourself. The game that I picked definitely deserves a second chance, but going into it thinking about B-movies. So this game, when you go into it, you need to go in thinking that this is basically a B-movie. You have B-movie dialogue, there's swearing, but it's all cut out because it's kind of presented like a TV show at the same time. But you also have the ridiculous story that I mentioned a second ago. And visually everything is very pretty, but has a kind of haze over it. So kind of, again, go in, thinking this is a B-movie or a B-movie game. So it's budget title, things like that as well. But you are going to have an absolute blast, I promise you. So what this game is essentially is you're the shark and you've got to level up as you go. That's pretty much it. I'm just going to see myself out. And obviously you got to do this by killing tons of animals, like loads of turtles, crocodiles, or alligators, sorry. You know, different types of rainbow fish, all sorts of things. And all these creatures give you, including humans as well, give you certain things like minerals, protein, and oils, fats, that's the one. And each of these things kind of build up for your levels, and you can level up by using certain mutagens, I suppose. And these mutagens will go for different abilities. So you can increase your sonar, you can increase how much cartilage you have, so more damage you can take, but you can also add things to your shark as well. And that shark is so cool, it's so cool. Like, if you get the full electric version of the shark itself, he's got some extra like tendril things coming off, and you can spin around, turn into electric, and just blow things up that way. Or you got the full bone one, and the bone one's got a massive meaty bone skull, which I think almost everybody's seen by now as well. But he does is like basically a battering ram and does extra super damage to boats, especially when it comes to the bosses. He's very helpful. And you also have a shadow one as well, which can slow down time and poison things. He's very cool. Think like necromancy almost. Like everything you do is gonna poison and take away from people. No, it's not necromancy at all, because he's not gonna actually you know, raise the dead. You're just gonna eat them all entirely. But that does kind of bring me to the combat. Now, obviously, you are a shark. You are pretty limited to what you can do. You can hop out of the water, you can spin, you can block, you can you can tail whip and all this as well. But you got to do this against lots of different animals. I didn't really have much issues with this, apart from sometimes the targeting, you would just miss your target straight away, which wasn't an issue. You just got to re-rotate the camera and make sure it's aiming properly, and you're fine. Yeah, so the combat is very cool, but it is very repetitive. Now, I did play this game for 30+ hours, as I said, and I got my very first platinum on PlayStation 4, by the way, so a little bit chuffed by that. But as I said, the combat is quite limited. There's only so much you can do, and it's very repetitive at the same time. But I did find myself really enjoying it, especially when it came to like getting away or trying to find certain things in the areas. There's lots of exploration to do. There's tons of stuff to pick up and look at as well. It's just tons of things you can find. So you got you got license plates, which I think is a callback to Jaws itself. When they found that bull shark, they sliced him open and out fell a license plate. And they're like, well, this isn't our guy because there's no child in there. But you know what? And you can find all these license plates all over the place. Some of them are really quite hard to reach, and you have to really utilize this shark's strength of jumping out of the water. I found that if you speed up just before you breach the water, and then you can hit jump twice more and then the bite button, you get like an extra 3 jumps and you get quite high, and that really will help. If you play this game, I promise you that's gonna help. And there's also loads of secret stuff you can find, like location stuff. There's references to Demolition Man, to Arrested Development. There is even references to Rick and Morty, which is pretty awesome considering this guy, Chris Parnell, Jerry Smith, Dr. Spaceman, Leo Spaceman in the house narrating this entire game. And he is just funny. You do get repeat dialogue over and over again, you know, especially if you play it as long as I did. But if you just play through the story and plow through it, you're probably not going to get too much of that. But I really didn't find it too much of a problem. Once I'd heard it all, I just kind of zoned out and just carried on being my evil shark self and just loving every single second I was doing it. And Chris Parnell does an amazing job. He really does. He really sets the mood as well. Every time you go into a grotto, he has something witty to say. And every time you kill certain animals, he'll make some joke about, or if you get killed by an alligator, he's going to make a joke about, well, you're one of the apex predators in this area, but you got taken out by someone's future luggage, something along those lines. It's just a really, really great experience. I really enjoyed myself. The music is really great in this game, and you're gonna get some like Jaws callbacks with when you're stalking your prey. A shark worries me. And it's just really quite cool. You can have your fin kind of do it out, and you've got a target of a particular, let's say a pedal boat, and it starts kind of hearing that kind of like low tones in the background, and you're just gonna like, yeah, I'm just gonna get them, and you have just great fun doing this. Oh, here she comes! Watch out, boy, she'll chew you out! But there's not a massive deal of music there. You know, most of the time I found myself not really hearing any at all, and it's just kind of in the background. It ramps up when it needs to, which is cool. It kind of reacts to what you're doing at the time and in the area you're in. Again, very nice, very cool. Graphically, this game is really quite beautiful. When you're under the water, when you're at the top and you're looking at all the areas around you, like I said, you've got tons of environment stuff. It is a very pretty game, but it's clearly a budget game, and I do feel that what the developers did is, instead of worrying about the environment so much, and they do make a lot of effort into it, especially in the grottos when it's got all these amazing colours going on, yes, it looks so good, but they definitely paid more attention to the shark and how it moves and how it controls. And the shark, it just moves amazingly. Like, you can spin around nice and quickly, and it looks exactly how you expect a shark to go around. You can spin the camera around, and you can have the shark face, and you can see its teeth, and you can see through its gills, like you would in real life. If you ever go up to a shark, I hope you never ever have to deal with any kind of shark attack. But the shark is probably one of the best things about it, and that's great because you are the shark. You are playing, and you're doing exactly what you want to do. You are mindlessly killing everything. This game does not paint a good light for sharks at all. Sharks are not as dangerous as this game makes out, but obviously this is fully exaggerated. But everything went into making the shark look amazing, and it really does. But that brings me to a problem. There's not much variety in the way the shark looks. I mentioned its 3 forms, and obviously you have a natural form as well. And that's all you get. I mean, I've got the tiger skin. I got the day 1 edition. I didn't get it day 1. I only literally got it this week. The tiger skin looks really cool, but I really wish there was more there. I haven't had a look at DLC, but I hope there's some coming in the future. More costumes, more skins, more abilities. Yeah, that would be really, really cool to make your shark very personal to you. Even like a paint your own shark type thing would be flipping awesome. That'd be so, so cool. But that also kind of brings me on to the other downsides to this game as well. The fact that, yes, there's loads to collect, and there's loads of things you can just chomp on and go around. There's loads of creatures. There could be more creatures. There's no like cephalopods. There's no squids or anything like that there, which is odd considering that some of the creatures that are in this game definitely feed on squid as a priority. like a ton a day, that should give you a clue. So like I said, there's a few limited creatures. You got quite an amazing amount of creatures there, but just not enough, and there's not enough variety there. I mean, there's plenty there to keep you entertained, of course, but you'd expect there to be more. Does that make sense? You just would expect there to be more. I'd also was expecting to be like, to have more things to do. So it is literally collecting, go to this place, kill this many things, go to this place, kill this many humans, oh yeah, the one thing I forgot to mention, sorry, you can actually like build up your notoriety, and you've got these bosses come towards you, but the bosses are pretty much the same as kind of like the regular hunting boats. They do give you some cool stuff, I'd recommend doing it. They only get harder pretty much near the end, like the last 2 or 3 have any kind of variety when it comes to how you have to tackle them, and that is an issue. Now, it's an issue because, again, there's not much variety in the enemies as well. They could easily add things like this in DLC. You can add, like, I don't know, they've got depth charges, they use those. But you could maybe add a submarine that you've got to attack, or, you know, something different to kind of add variety to it. You could easily, because you can jump, you can breach the water and do backflips. You could easily have like hoops and stuff you can jump through, or swimming trials, you know, like, you know, testing your agility, sorry. You could do races and stuff against other sharks. There could be loads of stuff. This is an RPG game. Why can't these creatures interact with each other? The creatures don't really interact with each other unless they see you, and that's when they come for you, but they don't kind of deal with each other, which is a bit of a shame. But hey, you know, I thoroughly enjoyed myself playing this game. I didn't expect to be able to 100% the game in my first playthrough, but as soon as I realised I could, I did. Also, the trophy list was very easy and pretty straightforward. You just kind of play this game and you unlock them. You just do everything and you will just unlock it. There was no like tricks or anything you could do. You know, there wasn't, you've killed this particular creature, bam, there's an achievement for that because, you know, he's one of the big ones. They're a bit of a pain in the bum, and early on they are just going to absolutely destroy you. Oh my gosh! I completely forgot to mention the world itself. How did I even manage that? This world is so varied. You start off in the bayou and the swamps, and eventually you get out into like it's like a living area where people really are all the time. And you've got sewers and stuff you can go through, and then it gets into a more fancy place where it's like a golf course, and you can have the shark jump up and just flop about like an absolute idiot, and honestly that made me laugh so much. I love the fact that this shark is just flopping about. May have hit a light bulb. And it's so hilarious, and I just enjoyed it so much. And there was an ability you can actually unlock where you got like extra time you can have on the solid ground, and 100% did that, and I was doing that loads, and I was like, yeah, woo, just gonna go everywhere I want. Yeah, but it's really varied. So you got like the shallow bayou, as I said, that opens up to a slightly deeper area where there's like a nuclear plant that's kind of gone wrong. You got the golf place. You got the Gulf, G-U-L-F, not golf, where you can meet amazing creatures there as well. And your grottos are always, like I said, absolutely gorgeous to look at. The map's pretty huge, there's just tons of stuff, as I said. So, loads of cool stuff to deal with in this game. So overall, I genuinely love this game. It's almost perfect. I want to give it a 10 out of 10. I really do, but there are just those little things, like if they add those little bit extras, you know, maybe time trials, more customization to your shark, more variety in creatures that you can battle and fight against, maybe even a whole new area, you might get this 10 out of 10. Because I had no glitches, I had no problems with this game. There was one actual glitch, I tell a lie, I kind of went through an enemy rather than actually getting him. But that happened maybe twice on the same enemy, that was it. And yeah, so there's just loads of stuff that it can really add to this game, and I hope they do. I really hope they do. I hope people see this game, pick it up and think, oh, it's going to be a stupid shark game, this is going to be great, let's play it. But if they don't, then the game is, well, do you know what? This game is brilliant. It had me enthralled from beginning to end. I played 30+ hours without even realising it. and you know, I had so much fun. It wasn't until I stopped that I thought about, oh, it's missing this, this, and this, where I actually had the problem. So this game for me is actually going to get probably my highest rating I'll ever give, a 9 out of 10. A genuine 9 out of 10. This game was brilliant. I just had a blast doing it. And for something so small that you can just pick up again and play again, I'll happily complete this game over and over again. I do it with quite a few games. Conker's Bad Fur Day, to name one. I will pick that game up once a year, 100% it, and then put it down and start again the next year. So for me, Maneater gets a 9 out of 10. Yes, you heard it here. I'm an idiot. As I said, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, do all those things. Check out our website, it really helps us out. But most of all, guys, most of all, don't forget to be nice to each other, yeah?